So, good evening, everybody. This is Tenacious Earl with another presentation of the Tenacious Baseball League here on the Tabletop Baseball channel. Appreciate all of your support, those of you who are watching and who have supported the channel, not only when it was here, but also when it was the Tenacious Strat channel. Thank you very much for all your support. We will be playing a game here at Citi Field. It'll be the Mets hosting the Blue Jays. They're a game apart in the standings. Blue Jays 9-6, Mets 8-7 after 15 games each. So, Stroman versus DeGrom, and it's a Friday night, so I don't know how many people will be around. They might be out and about, having a good time. I think, hi Beatles, I think Tabletop Earl probably is watching Oklahoma State tonight, so I think they're playing a game of the ball to foot where only like a tenth of the plays or less actually hit the foot, so but we'll still call it football in any regard, even though that may go against some sensibilities. So DeGrom will be out there first. Going to face a Blue Jays lineup. I'll tell you, I'm getting very tempted to use Justin Smoke. So here's the thing. I think I've mentioned before, this league, the Stratomatic league, is no DH. So every team has the pitcher hit in every game. So it makes it tough for the American League teams that have clear DHs. For instance, the Blue Jays with Encarnacion, you know, it's how do you incorporate him in the lineup and get his bat while also being able to honor the bat of someone like Justin Smoke. And it really would stink to split them up, and that may be one of the wisdoms behind not taking American League teams into a no DH setup. But anyway, what are we going to do? So I'm getting really tempted to use him in left field and just give him a +5 arm and see how it works out. Of course, those will be the games when the arm comes into play for the left fielder, and so. But we're not going to do that right now. Kevin Pillar needed the day off according to the rest rolls, so it is a little bit of a, and that was one of the reasons I was really tempted to use Smoke in left tonight. But instead I'm going to use Darwin Barney in left. It'll be Carrera in center. Also Saunders is still injured for the record, so it's a little bit of a makeshift defense out in the outfield tonight. Carrera center will lead off. Devin Travis has firmly earned the second base nod from here on out. Unless he's injured, so he'll bat second. Donaldson at third base, Encarnacion at first. Tulowitzki at short, Bautista in right, Martin catching, as I said, Barney in left, and Stroman pitching. He will have pitcher's hitting card number 1. Yes, so Carrera leads off against DeGrom. Here we go, first game of this series, night game, not good weather, zeros on the singles at Citi Field on a bad night, and 9s for the home runs. So there's 6-7. Against a lefty, that'll be a grounder to second base, X, and I forgot to do my little checks. I'll have to do those between the innings here, so a little... So, oh boy, and there's a rare play, but nobody's on base, so it shouldn't make much of a difference. So he's going to get to that ball. That'll be Walker 3E11, but again, that's a rare play, 5 total. So let me double check. 3, that's a G1 for sure. G1, rare play. It's just a regular old ground ball out, so 1 out. Let me do this now. Hold on a second. I have a little nomenclature to help try and speed up my defensive checks, so bear with me for one moment as I do this. Third base, so he's going to have to be checked. Encarnacion is okay. Tulo is okay. Batista's fine. Martin fine. Barney not so much. Stroman not so much. Fine. 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 He's going to have to be checked. He will have to be checked. Not him. And DeGrom. So basically there are certain numbers where 8 through 12 on this edition product, you don't, or edition sum, you don't need to really check if it's an 8 through 12 roll. And so I've come up with those numbers and deciphered those from the checks. So kind of have a quick idea on whether or not you get an error. The range check is somewhat necessary. There are a lot of cases where you can get a good gauge of that just by a quick check. So 311 for Travis against the righty. That'll be a grounder to short. Up with it, Cabrera. He throws to first, and with 2 outs, Josh Donaldson. 1-4, and he will hit it on the ground to Walker. So 3 ground ball outs to start the game for DeGrom. And 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Now, I don't know how I had my setup the last time. Well, there's the whole score sheet. There we go. So I didn't have to do a whole lot of movement. All right, for the Mets, let me see. Were there any adjustments that need to be made in the... I guess Ty Kelly was one. Yeah, Cespedes didn't need rest. Ty Kelly did. And Plawecki caught last game, and he needed a rest as well. So it'll be Granderson in right, Walker second, Cespedes in left this game, as Lagares will be in center. Cabrera short, Lagares center field, Campbell at first, Reynolds at third base, Darno catching, and DeGrom on the mound. He'll have his own pitcher's hitting card. And so Granderson against Stroman. 2-7, and he will lead off with a double if it's 1-13, and it's a 9. So leadoff double for the Grandy man. So our first base runner, Granderson. Let's see. Stroman's a 0 hold and Martin is a +1. So still a 1-12 is probably not good with nobody on. They're going to run a hit and run here with Walker because they're going to hold. Wait, it's Granderson's second. I was thinking it was a single. It's a double. We're not going to worry about stolen bases at the moment. Walker up, 4-4, batting from the left. That'll be a grounder to third. Runner will not be able to move up. Tries to cue it through the hole, and it gets to Donaldson now. He's not a great... We're going to have to check him here. 2E17. Not good for a third baseman. Let's see. The 2 good range on a 15. He will get to it. Look the runner back. Is he going to be able to make the throw? 17 and a 7. And he does. So, 1 out. And I see Espo's in the room. I'm sure he's got these things rattling off like it's nobody's business. Probably got them memorized. 5-6 against a righty. That's a grounder to short. Another opportunity wasted, as they won't be able to move that runner to third. Of course, with 2 outs is not as beneficial. But here's Cabrera with 2 outs. He needs a hit. And a 1-8. It's a 17 on the D20. You can see it there. 1-8. And that'll be a fly ball to center. And the Mets will waste that leadoff double. Up top of the second now. It'll be Edwin Encarnacion. Espo says he only slightly has the charts memorized. That's fine. That's slightly is more than I have. So there's a strikeout. Blue Jays, what did they do last game? They beat the Padres, I think? Yes, 5-3. So getting off to a bit of a slow start here. 5-6 righty, grounder to short. 5 batters, 4 grounders. And it'll be Jose Bautista. 6-6 against a righty, and he strikes him out. DeGrom looking good here so far. No score. Bottom of the second. And give me a moment as I'm going to cover this particular word because it's not suitable for kids, but here is tonight's beverage of choice. So if anybody does ask, I am imbibing. It's a Friday night after all, and I hope maybe one or two of you is having a drink here, and if you aren't, that is a shame. This is the Flying Dog Brewing Company, by the way, based in where is your Frederick, Maryland, and Utica, New York. So it's kind of starting to regionalize, it seems. So Lagares, bottom of the second, no score. Against a righty, 4-4 grounder to Donaldson again, 2E17. And 13, I think he's going to make the play on that. Let's just double check. Yes, he does. 1 out. Eric Campbell. 110. He'll lift one into left field. Underneath it, Barney. Having a wander out there in left, but makes the play. And Matt Reynolds against the righty, 3-7, and he strikes out. Side retired in order. We'll go to the third. And both pitchers seeming up to the task here tonight. Martin, it's 4-9 against a righty. Needs a 1 or a 2 for a single. And it's a 14, so he will line it to Cabrera, 1 out. Darwin Barney, one of those names you wouldn't wish on your kid. Excuse me if anybody has named their kid Darwin, other than Mr. Barney. So that is a ballpark correction there. Or wait, no. Sorry. I was looking at 111 and it's 411. That is a fly ball to center, and that will be an out. 2 outs. Get a little ahead of myself here. PG. Yeah, that's fine. I think I get what you were trying to do there. 4-9 against Stroman, batting from the right side. 4-9, and again we get another of these 1 or 2 is a single. 4 not good enough. Another liner to Cabrera, and DeGrom is liking the home cooking here at Citi Field so far. All right, bottom of the third, 0s so far. Number 8 hitter Travis Dalno. I don't know if that's how he says it. Like a French person. 210. And Stroman doesn't like the way that I pronounced his name. He gets a little distracted and plunks Darno. So, and in the process, Darno goes, "Darn, no!" DeGrom will try to bunt over Stroman here. He's a C bunter. And it is a 12. That is going to be the line out double play, I believe. Let's see, C12. It is. That is, let's see, the DP. Well, we go off the 6. The 6 is the third baseman, so it's a L5, and he'll be 5-4, getting doubled off. So 2 outs. DeGrom catches too much of it, and so that's a lot of 6s. Yeah, we don't usually endorse that many of them. Granderson, and if it had been, actually, I didn't look at their. Let me see. I should do this real quick. Let me close out the inning. 5-3 against a lefty. Ballpark single. Well, guess what? There's no ballpark singles available here at Citi Field when it is bad weather, so that will be it. That'll be a liner to second baseman Travis. Did I put a 0? I think I put a 0 down here before I should have, but that's okay. I guess it all worked out. The Mets. Oh, let's do Toronto first. Stroman. He can't get hurt, so that was good. DeGrom, he needs a 6-12, so fortunately, I'm hoping that we got the only 6-12 out of the way in that previous inning. If not, DeGrom might get a little sore here. But all right, top of the order, Ezekiel Carrera. 5-11 against a lefty, grounder to second, Neil Walker. Carrera's done that twice. Nubbed it on the ground. Easy play. Devin Travis. 4-12 against a righty. There is that ballpark correction. 1-18 a single, and it's an 18. I don't know if that's not glaring for you guys. It glares for me a bit, but that is an 18, so that will be a single. Just about misses out on that one. Travis with, let's see, DeGrom is a -3. Good hold. Now Darno cancels it out with his +2 arm a bit. So, but that cancels out the good lead. So it'll be just a straight -3. 1-13 with 1 out. And Donaldson at the plate. They're going to go ahead and let Donaldson swing away if he grounds into the double play. Oh well. 5-12. Lots of 6s here against a righty. Grounder to first, X. That will be Campbell, 4-11. Not the best fielder in the world. And, well, they're holding on a runner, so that makes him 5-11. And that is going to be trouble. 5 and an 8 is a single with 1 base advance, and then the 10 on the E11, it should be fine, and it is, but that will be a single. Travis will get the second. And I forgot to mention Travis's hit was the first for the Blue Jays, and now 2 in a row. Brings up Encarnacion. That 2 column is a nightmare for pitchers. But a 5-8 against a righty, he will strike him out. So with 2 outs, it'll be too low. Here we go. Tulowitzki, 3-6. 3-6, and with a runner in scoring position, that will be a pop out to the shortstop to end the inning. Clutch single, well, the anti-clutch single. So Tulowitzki doesn't get the single there, and it remains scoreless as they waste the 2 hits in the top of the 4th. Neil Walker. Bottom of the 4th. 1-6, and he will single. There is your another clutch symbol, but with nobody out, with less than 2 outs, that stays a single. So Walker gets on. I don't think he does much running, right? Yeah, not a whole lot. Cespedes at the plate. 311. And here is another one of these correction factors. 1 to 18, a single. This time a 2. So it's going to be first and second, nobody out for the Mets. They got something going here. See if they can fare better than the Blue Jays did in the top of the inning. Cabrera. That's a 1-6. Well, he strikes out, so that's not the way to move the runners around or score some runs. Here's Lagares. He grounded the third in his first at bat, and that's a 4-10 against a righty. Ballpark single, but that will be a liner to short because the ballpark singles are zeros. So let me see. I don't know if there is a... Well, that's the low max. So there's a rule in History Maker where you could end up with somebody getting doubled off in that, but that's not in this case. It has to be the low max. So Eric Campbell with 2 outs. Stroman's looking to work around those 2 leadoff singles. And a 17 on the D20. Don't have to worry about that. 3-11, and he strikes out, and the middle of that lineup does not come through for the Mets. We will go to the 5th. 3 hits for the Mets so far, 2 for the Blue Jays, and nothing in the run column to show for it. Bautista with a strikeout to his credit so far. 1-4, grounder to third. That'll be Reynolds throwing to first for the out. Russell Martin. And that's a strikeout for Martin on the 3-8. 2 down. Darwin Barney. Preparing for his law practice, maybe. Needs a 1 on the D20 for a double. Otherwise, it'll be a fly ball to left out, and a 7 won't do the job. So, through 4 1/2, it's a pretty uneventful game when it comes to the scoreboard. Matt Reynolds, hitter number 7, bottom of the 5th. Against a righty, 4-6, and Stroman will allow a single to Reynolds to lead off. This is how he started to get into trouble last inning. Darno. They're going to go ahead and try the hit and run here at the bottom of the order, try and see if they can get a first to third. He will be a B hit and run candidate. 5-7, we're going to go off the pitcher card with the 5-7, and that'll be a strikeout. And with a strikeout off the pitcher's card, we have to try a, let's see, he is a B. So actually, that will not be a strikeout. Where's my correction tape? Got ahead of myself. Let's correct that. So strikeout with an A or B becomes a grounder to first with the runner advancing. So we will call that we'll say a 3-1, a tougher play. So with 1 out, brings up DeGrom. We're going to try to take 2 swings at Stroman here and see if they can get this run home and take a lead. 5-6 against a lefty, grounder to second base. The runner will move over. So with 2 outs, that brings up Granderson. That Havoc die hasn't come into play yet. Is it lurking in the shadows here? Here's Granderson. Nope, that's a 10. 1-8, and he strikes out. So still no score. So we're through 5. Get a couple swigs in here. Gets a little bitter when it just sits for a minute. Either that or my palate gets adjusted to the point where then it tastes a little more bitter than usual. That's okay. It's a hoppy beer. It's an IPA. So Stroman, hitting card number 1. If it's off that card, and it is, that'll be an out, strikeout. The only one is that 210. That would be a walk. Ezekiel Carrera has grounded out to second twice. Can he make it a trifecta here? 2-8. This time he will ground it to shortstop. Doing a little bit of a variety here. 2 outs. And Devin Travis. 2-7. And that will be a hot, tall pop. That will be caught by Cabrera. And boy, there have been some wild games. And there have been some not so wild games. And this would qualify in the latter category. And I just have to mention that it was... Sorry, Al, but it was... the football game last night was... I didn't get to see the whole thing last night, but I woke up at about 2:30 this morning and looked at my phone. I went to bed when it was 21-17 Chiefs. But before I went to bed, I noticed that it had gotten to be 24-21 Patriots. So I was quite surprised when I looked at the phone about 2:30 in the morning and the Chiefs had pulled away. 1 second. Plug it in and hit the CD. Give me a second here. I need to adjust something. Should work now. Okay. Alright. Son is playing a racing game and wanted to listen to some music of his own, so. Alright, we're going to the bottom of the 6th here. Apologies for the delay, but we're a little ahead of schedule here, which is good. Some light hitting teams are helping that out. Neil Walker leading off. Well, they're not really light hitting, but they are tonight at least. 3-6, and he will draw the first base on balls of the game. He's been on twice, and here is Cespedes. We haven't seen any ballpark home runs yet. Will we get one here? 1-5. That is a strikeout, so maybe I jinxed him there. As Drupal Cabrera. Yeah, with 1 out, we're not hitting and running. That's a 2 on the D20 with a 4, means we check for passed ball. On the Toronto side, that's Martin. He is a 1 to 3 is a passed ball. It's a 5, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll re-roll. 5-8, batting from the left side, grounder to second. Second baseman is Travis. 2E19. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, and he's batting from the left, so it will stay 2E19. Let's see. That is a potential double play ball, but let's see the 6 with an E19. Let's see if there's a problem with that. Oh boy, there is. 6 with an E19 is a 1 base error, so the makes an error on the throw to second base. It gets away from the shortstop, and that will they won't be able to advance any further, but they will say an E4. And so first and second with 1 out, and it'll bring up Juan Lagares. There's a 1-6 fly ball to left. That won't get the job done as Barney makes the catch. And it'll bring up Eric Campbell. 2 outs. That's a 1-5, and he will strike out. So Stroman flirting with trouble, but both pitchers will get to the 7th with in pretty good shape here. Trying to find the rule in the rule book where you add 1 to the... Alright. It's in here somewhere. Where is the X chart? Where's the X plays? It's probably in there. Fly ball, ground, yeah, X chance. Defensive ratings are as in advanced game, except that higher. Some early, okay. Well, it's in there. I'm not digging it up tonight, but I'll dig it up for you at some point, Tribe Fan. It's in there somewhere. Right. Yeah, and I always hold the runners because I try to keep it as straight. I mean, unless it's late. That's really the... So, yeah, that's where it's at. It's in the hold set. Holding runners on base. When an infielder is responsible for holding a runner and a ground ball X is hit to him, add 1 to that fielder's range rating. So, Espo saves the day. Thank you, sir. It's, yeah, there's a lot of little things like that pop up. But, again, if it would be easier if you were playing head-to-head, because then those calls would be made by a person who is solely invested in their team. In our case here, we're playing both teams, and so it's tough not to be arbitrary or come across as biased. So basically, I almost feel like you can either play it off the cuff and do your best and just shrug off anybody who says, "Oh, you're trying to help one team or the other," or you say, "Okay, I'm gonna hold everybody on." Which at first, just about every runner's held on unless it's like the 9th inning or maybe the 8th, and it's a big lead or something like that. Even second base, a lot of times you're going to see guys held that are speedy, and so those 2 bases in particular, I just kind of say we're going to let it ride. And, yeah, may not be perfect, but if it were, I'd be playing it all the time. And what I mean by that is I would figure out a way to have all kinds of time to be able to play it, because then it would be a perfect world. And anyway, that completely did not go where I wanted it to go, but that's okay. Josh Donaldson, 4-7 against a righty. I'm starting to riff, and that is not good for timing. So Donaldson on Encarnacion, who has been pounding the ball in recent weeks. Another 4-10 against a righty, and he strikes out, so there won't be any. And look at that, 3 Ks for Encarnacion. Tulowitzki, 5-7. 5-7, well, there is going to be some trouble for DeGrom. That is going to be a single. It'll be first and third unless it's a 1-5. It's a 6, so the single makes it first and third with 1 out. If there had been 2 out, if that would have been the second out, I would have. I was going to try stealing with Donaldson maybe, but Bautista up now with first and third. They're going to play with the infield at double play depth. They will also be holding Tulowitzki on, so 5-6 against a righty, and that's a ground ball to short, and guess what? That's going to end the inning. 6-4-3, ground ball A, and the decision to play back works out. Seventh inning stretch. So Espo. So here's for people watching after the fact, or those of you who are watching the game and not viewing the comments, or whatever the case may be. How about we just say that? Espo's guide is if there's a star. So let's take. Carrera like that? Yeah. So like Carrera, you can see his supplementary steal rating has a star there. He holds the runner as long as actually, and really in reality, if you don't hold that runner, then he automatically gets the good lead. So, but he automatically just decides he's going to hold those runners only. The other runners he'll just let ride there, and that's pretty good. That's not a bad strategy at all either. It gives you the opportunity to maybe play a little loose with the base stealing, try a couple things. Sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it'll fail. But all right, so Reynolds. So it's going to be DeGrom as the third hitter here, but he's pitching so well. You hate to bring him out. He's only faced 24 batters thus far through 7 innings, so I guess it'll be situation dependent. Matt Reynolds, 6-7 against a righty, and guess what? This is going to be at least a single. 1-7 would be a double, and it's an 8. We've been getting a lot of those where they're just like 1 away. Okay, so d'Arnaud. Let's see who the Mets have on their bench. Anybody that's. I'm trying not to use Brandon Nimmo. I needed another bench hand because there's some injuries for the Mets right now. They've kind of have some piled up. They have Wilmer Flores injured. They have Lucas Duda injured. They have, and we're not even talking about David Wright, who's out for the season, but seems like there might be one other player that is on the shelf too. Yeah. Oh, Conforto. So I mean, it's like I don't think Nimmo showed up till later in the season, but I'm bringing him in, but I'm not using him much. So I mean, I'm bringing him on to the 25-man at least until one of these guys gets back. I'm going to go ahead and swing away with d'Arnaud. This could be a double play ball. We could also try the hit and run again. Let's try the hit and run again here. Maybe he'll get some magic. He is a B hit and run guy. 6-8. Well, that's a 1-3 single chance on the 6-8. Otherwise, it'll be a ground ball to third base B. And I believe that would still get the lead runner. But let's see. If it's a single, it'll be first and third, even regardless of the 1 star on Stroman's card here. Let's see. It's a 15, so that will be a 5-4 put out at second, fielder's choice. And that'll bring up DeGrom. Now they're going to let DeGrom... He's got a couple hits there, and the last time he was bunting, he bunted into a double play. It's still going to be a C bunter because they're playing with the infield in. He's going to go ahead and try bunting this runner to second. And that's a 9. C9. That'll be 1 and 2. They're going to keep the bunt sign on. Not the best play in the world to bunt. Could potentially have tried pinch hitting. And another dang 12. You've got to be kidding me. That's going to end the inning. That's a 5, which means it is the first baseman. He's just going to take it straight to the bag. DeGrom, he is going to be doing the bunt practice here for the next 2 weeks after that display. 2 simple opportunities to move the runner up. 2 devastating lineouts. And it's going to be the 8th inning. And now he's still going to have to go out and pitch. So, all right. Well, let's see. Okay, I was just checking the comments here real quick to see if anybody is not liking my decision to bunt with DeGrom. I mean, you'd have half of Stroman's, half of it would be Stroman's card. You could have potentially gone from that. But let's keep moving here. DeGrom against Martin, and we got the same situation here with Stroman coming up. He's batting third. 3-7. That'll be a strikeout. 1 out. Darwin Barney. The guy with the horrible name. 6-8. Sorry, Darwin. 6-8. A 1 would be a triple. Single. 2 through 20. And it's a 19. Alright, so now Stroman is a little further along in his pitch count. Not a good bunter either. But they'd rather not ground into the double play. But again, they'd like him to be able to have a chance at the victory. So, of course, if they were to score here, he would have a chance at the victory. So, it was the same situation with DeGrom too. So let's see. They're going to have him bunt. He's going to be an E bunter. So they're going to have him try to move Barney up with 1 out. And that's a 9 again, and it's an E9. That's a 1 and 2. And boy, we got some high rolls on that. So they're going to keep the bunt sign on. And an 8, and that will be a strikeout. So he bunts foul again. All right, so 2 outs. It'll be Carrera. Does Barney have any speed? DeGrom -3, so it's a bit... 1 to 10 chance. What does he need, a 4 or a 6? He's gonna get a little antsy here. He's gonna try to take the bag. 4 or 6 gets him the lead. It's a 7, so no lead for him. So Carrera at the plate with 2 outs. 5-9 against a lefty, and that'll be a strikeout. And DeGrom showing some fine form today. 4-hitter through 8 for him. He's done about everything they've asked, except swing the ball and knock it out of the park. Swing the bat and knock the ball out of the park. All right, Granderson, Stroman, he's on his 28th batter here. The Blue Jays are going to get, let's see, let's look at the guys that are available here. We're going to get Jesse Chavez warming up. So it'll be Granderson against Stroman leading off the bottom of the 8th. No score. Excuse me. 6-9 against a lefty. That'll be a grounder to the shortstop. Tulowitzki 2E12. And a 14. He will get to it. And a 15 on an E12. 15 E12. He's going to make the error, and that's going to put the leadoff runner on. That's the second error for the Blue Jays. E6, both middle infielders responsible for one. It's going to be Neil Walker. They're going to hit and run here. B, hit and run guy. 4, B, because they're holding the runner on. Oh, wait, but it's 5-4, so we got to look at the pitcher card. That'll be a walk. And with a B, that's going to be a grounder to second. Move the runner up. It's not a walk at all. Or wait. My bad. My bad. My bad. Walker is a lefty against Stroman. So 5-4 against a lefty is a ballpark single opportunity, which there's zeros. So that'll be a liner to second baseman. And I don't know, is there a double play off of that? Hit and run. Pitchers, let's check chart. I don't see any. To me, it would seem awfully. It would seem like in that situation, if it's a line out off the pitcher's card, that would be a double play. Espo might know, but that would. I mean, to me, it's like. If the runner's going and it's a sharp liner to second on the ballpark single, right? That's what the... Yeah, line out to second for a lefty. That guy at first is going to be long gone, right? No? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's... I don't have it on my cheat sheets here. I guess... Well, I guess this is just an anomaly. He will stay at first. He gets back. I guess he's able to scramble back in time somehow by the grace of God. Granderson, I guess you know, who is it? Travis. He his shoes. Someone tied his shoes together and he stumbled and fell and wasn't able to get the ball over to first. So with one out. Here's Cespedes. 5-7 against a righty. That is a strikeout. Let's see. He is a 6th inning. Has he won? No, just the one. So what did I say? That's a strikeout. 2 outs. And is he going to get through the 8th here? Here is Asdrubal Cabrera. Granderson. Let's see. Stroman 0. Martin +1. He's going to try to get a lead here. He needs a 6. And he gets it. So he's got a steal. It's going to be a 1-12 chance. And it's a 2. He will get the stolen base. Not to mention the fact that now there's a potential for a throwing error on Russell Martin a 1 to 6 chance, so that's a 30% chance that he'll take third. And that's a 3, so there you go. Throwing error on Martin, so runner all the way to third. Cabrera will have a chance maybe to knock home this run. Earl, read Rule 1951. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We might have just nullified all this other stuff. Hit and run. When using the super advanced hit, if a line-out reading is rolled on the pitcher's card, override the result to be low max. Right there you go. Guess what? Well, he's still going to have the strikeout, but this is going to be a 4-3. I could have sworn that I read that somewhere, so that's going to end the inning. Thank you, Tribe Fan. Quick on the delivery there. And we're going to go to the 9th inning. So, we all learned something new here. So where, oh where? Did I write that on here somewhere? I'm going to have to look at this after my game. Oh, man. Okay, so we've got DeGrom. He's going to stick in here. He is riding strong. Only 28 batters faced. Now, the Mets will get Familia warming up here in the top of the 9th. Assuming he is available, and he is. So, Travis will lead off against DeGrom. They're going to give DeGrom a chance to try and win this game. 4-5 against a righty. That is a grounder to short. Cabrera 3-E8. It's a 12. He should. Oh boy, that's a 15. Let's see. E8 and a 15. He will make the play. That's 1 out. Josh Donaldson. I don't usually take pitchers this deep, but I tell you what, they've been keeping the hitters at bay. And here is Donaldson. 3-8, and that's a grounder to third. His counterpart, Matt Reynolds, throws to first for the out. 2 outs. Edwin Encarnacion wants to avoid the old sombrero. 5-9 against a righty, and he does not. Strikes him out. 4 Ks for the big guy. He wishes he stayed in bed. And we will go to the bottom of the 9th. Pitcher's duel here at Citi Field. And they are going to bring in... They're going to bring in Jesse Chavez. To relieve Stroman. So he goes 8 innings. Pretty good outing. He gave up 5 hits. A couple errors may have, and a hit by pitch may have cost him, and a walk might have cost him a chance to go a complete game. But so it'll be Asdrubal Cabrera against Chavez. Here we go. 3-2, and that'll be a foul out to Encarnacion. 1 out. I thought about a double switch here, but he's a 1-inning pitcher. So Lagares, 6-3 against a righty. Ballpark single. Guess what? That's going to be a line out to short. 2 outs. Brings up Eric Campbell. Is there any reason to pinch hit here? Not especially. I mean, Campbell's not exactly Great hitter. Looks like we're going to go extras here. 5-7 against a righty. Grounder to second base. I almost said short. Second baseman is Devin Travis, 2E19. And he's going to make the play on that. So that will be it for the ninth. Zeros. What is the problem?
Sweater.
What is your problem?
I lost my cord.
Okay.
I can't get it because there's a sweater there.
All right. Oh, we're going to take a short break. I need to stand up for a second. So. Banging stuff? Oh. Fell down on the chair. How?
I was sitting on it. I'm not.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to the 10th. And yeah, DeGrom, I think he is spent. So they're gonna, let's see, what do we have here? Syndergaard went the distance last time, so pretty much anybody is in the I'll start with Addison Reed. Yeah, they could use Familia. Yeah, they got, I already mentioned Reed, so let's go ahead and do that. So, let's see, they're going to, plus they have the pitcher coming up third, so it kind of makes sense to go ahead with a, oh, and I forgot to put these guys here. Go with a shorter reliever. Of course, they could use Familia like that too, but, all right, so Tulowitzki will face Reed. What am I doing here? Where is my... I forgot to write that down. Addison Reed. Boy, I am starting to... So DeGrom goes 9 innings and still can't buy a run from his team. Okay, Tulowitzki leading off. Against a righty 3-3 ballpark single. Again, that's going to be a line out to short. No ballpark singles here on this cold, dreary night. Bautista. 6-7 against a righty. Fly ball to center field. Caught by Lagares. 2 outs. Russell Martin. 4-6 against a righty, and that'll be a hit. 1-5, a double. It's a 4, so 2 out double for Martin, and it's going to be Darwin Barney. Is there any? They're going to have Kevin Pillar pinch hit for Barney here. So with 2 outs and a runner at second, Pillar 6-6 against a righty, strikes him out. So none in the top of the 10th. Pillar will come in and play center field. And Carrera will move to left field. Let's see. Carrera is a little bit better range out in left. Okay, so Reed does that. They will get Familia back up and warming for the top of the 11th, should they need him. And Chavez, they'll let him pitch another inning. So, 1, 2, 3, quick one last time. Here is Reynolds. Against a righty, 6-8, strikes him out. Boy, I'm going to need another swig of this beer. Just give me a second. Oh, man. Well, what do they have here? I really feel like, yeah, we're gonna do something here. Why not? Darno, his legs are looking a little shot here this game. They're gonna pinch hit with Diaza, try and see if maybe he can catch a magic roll here and end this game. So Darno is gonna be done. They've got a couple catchers available. Here we go. Diaza against Chavez, lefty against righty. 1-3. That's a grounder to first. No magic there. 2 outs, and it will be... We're going to have Rene Rivera coming in pinch hit for DeGrom here. Or not DeGrom, it's Addison Reed. Okay, so Rivera, 2 outs, nobody on, against Chavez, who has done a good job thus far. 2-7, and that'll be a grounder to short. And we're going to go to the 11th, folks. We are, let's see. All right, so we're going to have Rivera stay in the game and catch. Right, and Diaza going to ride the pine. So, Rivera, let's do this. 2 minus 2, eat 1, 1 to 4, and a 2. Okay, Rivera's at 1 to 8. Okay, so he's going to catch here in the 11th. Toronto will get, they're going to have Osuna getting ready, and they're also going to have Gavin Floyd, who has some, he can go 2 or 3 innings here maybe. He hasn't pitched in a while. So, all right, where are we at here? We are at the 11th inning. Nobody has come across home plate yet. I'm just bringing these. Just checking the comments here. So, Addison Reed, it's going to be Familia now. A Familia name. Wah, wah. Okay, let me get set here. He's going to be a 0. Reed goes 2 innings. Wait, Reed goes 1 inning, excuse me. It was Chavez that went 2 innings. And Stroman is, excuse me, I'm getting, starting to feel this now. All right, so pinch hitter. It's going to be Justin Smoke. To lead off the 11th. Against Familia. Here we go. Smoke. Against the righty. Top of the 11th. 112. And that's a double for Smoke. Leadoff double for the Blue Jays. They got something going here. let's write down his 1 to 9 speed. All right, I'm going to put him back up there because we're probably not using him. Carrera. Actually, what's his... we might. Let's hold off. Carrera, a good bunter. He's going to try and bunt the runner over. He'll. They're expecting it. It's going to be a B bunter, and that's a 10. B10, and that's a pop up. Can't get away with anything. Every roll on these bunts has been complete trash. So if you wonder why we have no score, this has been the opportunity for nothing to go right for either team. At the plate, Devin Travis, well, I guess we're just gonna have to swing away here with a runner at second. For 7 against a right-hander, and that's a ground ball to short. No chance for the runner to move up that time. And it'll be Donaldson at the plate. 2 outs. 5-8 against a righty. Grounder to second. X can they get anything out of Walker? Runner at second. Smoke. This late with 2 outs, they're not going to hold him on. The second base, I don't always hold on, especially if it's a slow runner. And so it will be a 3-E11. And that D6 is leaning. You've got to be kidding me. That's a 5. Let's roll this guy out here. I don't want that to move. That is a 5. Oh, and here is a 4. A 3 and a 5. Not hold, because they're not holding on. It's a G3. Now, what is this 4 on an E11? Gets away with it, makes the play, and that will retire the side. My word. And if I had decided that we were going to hold that guy on, that's trouble. But I think that's not going to happen in a game. All right, they're going to use Gavin Floyd here. And yeah, they're just going to have him slot in here at the pitcher spot. So, whoops. This game has slowed down quite a bit here. Bottom of the 11th. I'm not going to put numbers into the inning spots now because we are into that time where it can keep going, and we will keep going. Granderson against Floyd. 4-9 against a lefty. That's a pop out to second, 1 down. Neil Walker. 4-8 against a lefty, strikes him out. Yoenis Cespedes, 2 down. 3-5, grounder to short, and we are going 12. So, hope you took your caffeine pills. We're sticking around for a while. Let's see, do they have... They're going to go with Rafael Montero now. You know what? No, they're not. Tough call. I don't want to use Familia another inning. Alright. It'll be Robles. Let's do that. Okay, Familia went 1 inning. That'll be it for him. It'll be Encarnacion to lead off here. 4 strikeouts. The trouble with him is he could have 4 strikeouts, and then the 5th one could be a big problem. Against a righty, 5-6, 1-11 single. But it's a 14, a line out to third. Reynolds makes the play. Tulowitzki. 6-5 against a righty, strikes him out. Man, neither team wants to do anything. Bautista against a righty, ballpark single. That's going to be another line out to short on the 4-10, and it'll be the bottom of the 12th. I'm going to need to start writing down the inning somewhere because I'm going to forget before long. Floyd back out. Second inning of work. Here is Cabrera. 4-9. That's a fly ball to left. Wait, it's a pop out to second. Excuse me. 1 out because he's a switch hitter. Lagares. 112. Ballpark home run. Could this be it? 1-9. That was a 112. I just knocked the die over. 1-9. This game will be over and the Mets will win. If it's above a 9, it is done. Game will continue. Here we go, and it's gone. It's a 3. Home run, Lagares. The ball game is over. 1-0 victory. Mets win in 12. 1-0. You knew it was going to be a home run that finally won this thing, as that seemed to be the only thing that hadn't shown up yet. And the hero, Juan Lagares, gets the 112, and Gavin Floyd gets the loss. Robles gets the victory, and they send the fans here at Citi Field home happy. Mets pull even with the Blue Jays at 9-7. And I would want to say your player of the game with the pitchers, but I don't want to tally up all the numbers. So, all right, we stuck with it. My hair looks like it's ready to be. Oh, Jerry, you got in. Thank God you got in, just in time. So anyway, yeah, this was a. And guess what? If it hadn't gone this long, you wouldn't have seen it. So, how about that? How about that? We'll do that. I tried there. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I think my partner, Earl, was watching some football tonight. I'm guessing. I think there was an Oklahoma State game this evening. So, look out for another golf video. Warning to anybody who does not like the golf videos and the people who put... I mean, I understand. Give some... if you want to... I mean, I'm not gonna be upset about thumbs downs or whatever. Don't worry about that. Whatever. But, just a warning... There will be some golf videos on the channel here. We'll probably eventually get to some other sports as well. I think there's already been some horse racing. There's some basketball. Earlier on, I'm a hockey fan. Especially if my team could ever become good again, it would probably make me pretty interested in rolling some, some Stratomatic hockey or Hockey Blast. I think that's the name of the play, or any of the other hockey games that are out there. So just fair warning to anybody who signed up for this channel, because it was quote-unquote tabletop baseball. We're still going to do lots of baseball. No worries. Just we're trying to provide entertainment and information for you all. Some of us are strictly baseball nuts. Some of us are fans of all sorts of sports. So, just if you see something you're not sure you're gonna like, or you're pretty sure you're not gonna like, we don't mind if you don't click it. That's okay. And especially if you could try not to downgrade the videos, that would at least be a little helpful. But it's not that big of a deal. I'm not really here to complain about it. I'm just here to say, and to warn that it's going to happen. And especially since I do like the golf game, I'm trying to find ways to make it interesting, a little bit of intrigue, and just so you can see what the strategic options are. So, all right, we're going to get going here. This is an hour and 15 long and counting. So, Mets win 1-0 in 12. A pitcher's duel, but finally the Mets crack Gavin Floyd, led by Juan Lagares, solo home run, gets the job done, and they're even at 9-7 going into the second game of the series. But we have some other games to play for this game day. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll probably get another one in. So until next time, this is Tenacious Earl for the Tabletop Baseball channel, and for my partner, Tabletop Earl. Thank you all. God bless, and strat on.